Jake was an adventurous historian, always in pursuit of lost artifacts and enigmatic legends. One day, he received an old map in the mail with no return address. The map was yellowed with age, and a red X was marked at the center of an uncharted island. Accompanying it was a small note with scrawled handwriting, "Find the truth before they do." The cryptic message in the mysterious map piqued Jake's curiosity. Without hesitation, he packed his gear, gathered all necessary supplies, and set off on his journey. After weeks of research, he discovered that this island, once thought to be mere legend, was real. According to ancient texts, it was said to hide a treasure belonging to a long-lost civilization. However, the most chilling detail was that no explorer who had set foot on the island had ever returned. The journey took over a month, filled with endless trials. Jake had to navigate treacherous seas, endure hunger and thirst in the middle of the ocean, and battle against the unforgiving forces of nature. His small boat was battered by relentless storms, and on more than one occasion, he questioned whether he would survive. At one point, monstrous waves nearly capsized his vessel, and he had to bail out water for hours just to stay afloat. The compass spun erratically, as if some unseen force was distorting navigation. As he finally reached the mist-covered shores of the island, a cold shiver ran down his spine. There were no signs of human life, yet the island was littered with strange markings, massive stones engraved with unknown symbols, stairways leading deep into the jungle, and towering statues with hollow, staring eyes. It felt as though something ancient was watching him. Following the map, Jake carefully deciphered ancient symbols while avoiding the traps hidden along the way. The inscriptions on the cave walls spoke of a powerful king who had hidden the treasure to protect it from the greedy. Each step brought him closer to a secret that had remained buried for centuries. During his exploration, Jake continuously uncovered remnants of an advanced civilization. Fossilized remains of ancient people, stone structures buried beneath thick jungle overgrowth, and even strange machines whose purpose was beyond comprehension. One discovery shocked him: a massive golden tablet, untouched by time, covered in inscriptions of a language no known civilization had ever recorded. It became clear that this treasure was not just gold and jewels but contained secrets that could rewrite human history. As he ventured deeper into the jungle, Jake discovered abandoned camps, perhaps from previous explorers who had never made it out. Torn pages from old journals lay scattered among rusted tools, hinting at past attempts to uncover the island's secrets. One entry stood out to him: "They are watching. They do not want us to leave." The ominous message sent a chill down his spine, but he pressed on. Night fell, and the jungle came alive with eerie sounds. Whispering winds carried voices that didn't belong to any human. Jake built a fire and kept his machete close, but sleep eluded him. Shadows moved in the trees, and at times, he felt an inexplicable sensation of being surrounded. Someone was out there, but he couldn't see them. After days of relentless searching, Jake finally stood before a massive stone door carved into the mountainside. The markings on it matched the ones on his map. His heart pounded as he pushed it open. Inside was a vast chamber illuminated by the glow of a massive crystal held in the hands of a grand statue. Surrounding it were golden artifacts and intricate carvings that depicted the daily life of the forgotten civilization. Everything here bore the traces of a once glorious era, long lost to time. As Jake reached out to touch the crystal, the ground suddenly trembled violently. A hidden mechanism had been activated. Another door slid open, revealing a deep, dark tunnel. Unable to resist his curiosity, Jake stepped inside. Within the tunnel lay a massive library filled with hundreds of preserved scrolls. They contained forgotten histories, lost knowledge, and even maps leading to other treasures across the world. But before Jake could examine them closely, the sound of hurried footsteps echoed from behind. Treasure hunters had been tracking him. Emerging from the shadows, their eyes gleamed with greed. "This treasure doesn't belong to someone like you," one of them sneered. Jake realized that if he didn't escape quickly, he might never see the outside world again. A heart-pounding chase ensued through the maze-like corridors. Jake used his knowledge to trigger ancient traps, slowing down his pursuers. Spiked walls collapsed behind him. Poison darts shot from hidden crevices, and sections of the floor crumbled beneath his enemy's feet. But they were relentless, overcoming each obstacle and closing in on him. In a desperate moment, Jake discovered a hidden passage that wasn't marked on the map. With no other choice, he dove into it, hoping it would lead to safety. The tunnel was narrow and pitch black, but Jake kept running, hearing footsteps growing closer behind him. At the tunnel's end, a stone bridge stretched across a bottomless chasm. With no time to hesitate, Jake sprinted forward. But as he reached the middle, an ancient mechanism triggered. The bridge began to collapse. Without thinking, he leaped toward the far side, barely making it in time to escape the abyss. His pursuers were not as fortunate. Their screams echoed as the bridge crumbled beneath them, sending them plunging into the darkness below. Jake barely had time to catch his breath. He grabbed a few crucial scrolls before making his way out of the collapsing ruins. As he emerged, he turned to see the entire mountainside cave in, sealing the treasure forever beneath the island. But his ordeal was not over. The island itself seemed to be alive, and as he made his way back to his boat, he felt an eerie presence watching him. Shadows moved in the trees, whispers drifted on the wind, and the sense of being followed never left him. By the time he reached the shore, his boat was gone, dragged out to sea, or taken by something unknown. Stranded and with no means of immediate escape, Jake had no choice but to find another way off the island. He followed the coastline, hoping to locate an old shipwreck or signs of past survivors. Days passed, and with each step, he discovered more about the island's mysterious history. He came across strange altars, skeletal remains, and murals depicting beings unlike any humans he had ever seen. The realization struck him: this civilization may not have been entirely human. After an exhausting trek, Jake finally found what he had been searching for: an ancient wooden raft hidden in a secluded cove. It was weathered, but still intact. With no other option, he repaired it using materials from the jungle and prepared for the dangerous journey back to the mainland. As he set sail, the island's silhouette loomed behind him, its secrets forever buried beneath the ruins. He had not taken gold or jewels, but he carried something far more valuable: the truth about a lost civilization. With the ancient documents he managed to save, he realized that his journey was far from over. It had only just begun. What other secrets lay hidden in the world? Jake knew he had to find out.